Years since a Great Britain side faced a New Zealand team at St Helens, and that just happened to be Paul Sculthorpe's final appearance on the international stage. England against the Exiles then on a spring-like summer's evening, and this is the team news. Familiar territory for two Englishmen in the back division, Ryan Hall and Kevin Sinfield. Sinfield, we think, will be England's tactical kicker. Richard Myler gets his chance because Danny Brough is out for 2 months. He was injured on Sunday for Huddersfield against Castleford. Now up front, Luke Robinson starts at international hooker for the first time. James Roby then is the other notable English absentee. The substitutes include Michael McAlorum. He has shunned Ireland to win his first England cap, and the England coach, Steve McNamara, desperate for the win. A late change for the Exiles. Matt King is out, as his wife has just given birth to a baby girl, so Sia Soliola replaces him, having originally been named in the forwards. His place there goes to Warrington's Louis Anderson. He was originally named on the bench. It's a big night for Leeds' Danny Badiris, who captains the Exiles. And 35-year-old Glenn Morrison, meanwhile, gets his first ever international recognition tonight, coming in today after King's withdrawal, and it forced that late reshuffle. And the coach, back on familiar territory, of course, Brian McLennan, the ex-Leeds boss. Well, inside that England dressing room, this fixture has been mooted since the lifting of the international transfer ban in 1983, and for the first time since the 1950s. The rugby league hierarchy has gone for an other nationalities side in the shape of the opposition. The shape of the opposition tonight, the Exiles. 11 of them have played for either Australia or New Zealand, amassing 182 caps between them. 12 of the Exiles side, aged 30 or over, all have played representative football at one level or another. Pat Richards and Brett Hodgson are Man of Steel winners. It's just what England wanted in the middle of a campaign that leads to the Four Nations at the end of the year. Steve McNamara, desperate for the win, but it's a performance he's looking for as well. Won't be too downhearted, he says, if they lose, but it is not on his agenda. It's a victory that he wants here tonight. And there are the England players in the brand new England jerseys. 5 Warrington Stars in the England lineup, a couple in the Exiles team as well. The Wolves entertaining Salford on Sunday. Skies have cleared. It's a glorious evening, even though it is a little nippy. And it's a great night this for Brian McLennan, the man in charge of that New Zealand team 5 years ago. He won't want this team merely to go through the motions. He paved the way for the recent Kiwi success with the 2005 Tri-Nations victory, of course. National anthem, first of all, it's sung by Hull boy Leroy Vickers. Sung with gusto, particularly up here on the commentary gantry. Obviously they couldn't have a national anthem for the Exiles, but well, I think they're going to give England a stiff test here. And should Thomas Luluai and co, Steve-O, beat England, what will that say to the people back home in Australia?
Well, that's a big reason why they'll be getting in that huddle and saying, look, this is important. We're not on about the pride of the English, but we've got all our relatives and everybody, supporters down there, down under in Australia and New Zealand. We've got to represent them. We've got to play well, and therefore we realise this cannot be just a training game. This has to be rough and tough. They know it. And that, to be fair, the England coach, Steve McNamara, wants. He does not want just a touch and pass game. He wants it rough, he wants it tough. He wants to know where the England side will be when they prepare for the Four Nations at the end of this season. So therefore, he must have told the England players, this is your opportunity to cement a position when it comes to the business end of the season.
Richard Silverwood, the match referee, blows the whistle. We're underway in the inaugural International Origin match. It has seemed to be a long time in coming. That's Mark O'Meally with the first drive forward, and a welcoming committee of 3 white jerseys, Wilkin and Peacock involved, and the same two again, also with James Graham and also Sean O'Loughlin, the Wigan skipper. That is Danny Badiris. That's a big hit from the defenders in very, very quickly then. It was Westwood.
And that's what you expect. Ben Westwood, irrespective of who he's playing against, at what level, he will put the big hits in like that, and that's what they need.
Craig Fitzgibbon will drive it forward for the Exiles. 18 caps for Australia. Mark O'Meally now, straight up James Graham. Graham, of course, with the Canterbury Bulldogs next season. He probably won't be here this time next year, then, if this fixture is repeated. Pat Richards with a deep kick in towards the corner, and Ryan Hall safely underneath it, despite the fact that the sun is streaming from the corner opposite him, but he's forced back towards his own line.
Look at that chase from the Exiles, absolutely superb. Well, that's good footwork there by Sam Tompkins, but there was 8 Exiles chasing that kick from Richards.
Decent crowd inside Headingley tonight to see this original International Origin match, England against the Exiles. He's disappointed so much in last year's Four Nations, just the one win, 36-10 against Papua New Guinea. England know that this is the first step on the road to improvement on home soil at the end of this year. Luke Robinson gets the ball away to Kevin Sinfield, nearly charged down by Danny Badiris. It's bounced nicely, and it's wiped down as the tackle count. It was good play by Wilkin. The charge down also, of course, put every Englishman on side then.
Tremendous work, and Wilkin had the wherewithal to get it on. This is what you've got to see from Robinson. He's smart, he's in top form. He was brilliant last week against Castleford.
Nice little dart from Robinson from dummy half. Sinfield this time at dummy half. Myler to O'Loughlin, and this is Sam Tompkins. Good tackle though by Sia Soliola. Shenton fires the pass to O'Loughlin. He finds Graham. Test of the Exiles defence early here. Last tackle though, and it's Robinson, gets the ball back. Wilkin dabs it forward. It's picked up on his own line.
Good work by Francis Melly there, read the script superbly, but it's a good opening by England. They really are fired up for this one, rightly so. Wilkin with a little short one, but as you can see, Francis Melly, very good work indeed.
I think it's been a strong set by both sides. I was impressed. Here's the charge down kick here. Now, I suppose when you get the bounce of the ball, an element of luck, which is what England got on that occasion, they got position back. You have to make the most of it at the highest level. They got to their opponent's end zone, but they didn't quite get 4 points.
Badiris gets the ball away to Luluai, and Luluai was almost free of his Wigan teammate, Sean O'Loughlin. Untidy play the ball. Brett Hodgson with the kick over the top and down into that corner again. Tompkins is after it. Is he going to let this ball run dead? Well, he tried to, but it wouldn't go. And so he's got work to do here as Tompkins. Good chase led by Badiris. And also up there was Louis Anderson.
Great work by the fullback, Brett Hodgson. Put himself short blind side, made sure it was a good kick. The chase was excellent. They obviously feel to the Exiles and their coach Brian McLennan that Ryan Hall is a bit of a problem. That's the second time they've gone and kicked into his corner.
Move! Straight out, Willie, come on.
Well, McLennan, of course, will know all about Ryan Hall for his time here with the Leeds Rhinos at Headingley. There he is. He's played against Steve McNamara at Super League level as a coach 8 times. And he's won 6 of them and drawn 1. Only the 1 victory for Steve McNamara in either the shape of the Leeds or the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, Steve, you raised a very good point about Ryan Hall there. I think there's 2 reasons why they're kicking him behind. One is to make him turn and get back. The other one is the sun is directly in his eyes there. So if they can get Sam Tompkins and Ryan Hall into that, which is their bottom left-hand corner, it could cause some problems with the way the sun is just starting to drop a little bit now.
Hodgson gets the ball away to Luluai, and Luluai then gets it infield to Mark O'Meally again.
Hold here, hold.
Badiris waits, they're just inside their own half. Rangi chase. He pops the ball up to Willie Manu. Interesting, Willie Manu. He came close to an England call-up last year. He was in a 37-man get-together last July. Didn't make the Four Nations. Good on his feet, Rangi chase. Down the line looking for the winger Richards. It's knocked forward. And here is Tom Briscoe.
Well, up to now, England have done a very good job on the standoff. Rangi chase, they've kept him quiet, but on that occasion, the skill factor, and that was good work by the winger Briscoe.
Here's the first penalty of the international.
And some territorial relief, I think, from this penalty. They said that the Exiles stole the ball from Tom Briscoe. If you think about the 3 kicks that the Exiles have made, all have been difficult ones for England to take. One for Hall, one for Tompkins, Beep in that corner. Difficult one again on that side. Their kicks so far have been more challenging than England's.
Sinfield restarts then. And Peacock just overran it somewhat. So Sinfield takes the tackle. Robinson to Graham. Graham gets it away to Myler. Myler takes it back the other way. Westwood now. Westwood bounces off one. It was the centre George Carmont.
Hold. Go.
Crowd almost holding its breath here at Headingley tonight. It's being played in cathedral-like silence at the moment, but maybe Danny Badiris will get them to their feet here.
Poor offload there by Jamie Peacock. It really wasn't on, and Badiris very smart indeed.
Carmont will take it forward again for the Exiles. There's the Exiles captain named Hooker in World 13s in 2003 and 2004, Danny Badiris. 6.5 minutes gone, 0-0. Badiris, here's O'Mealy. Graham gets him low down. There was a bit of a collision then with Myler. He's up on his feet though, as Badiris scampers it forward again, gives it to Thomas Lulawai, and it's opened up for the Exiles. And here's the first try from Willie Manu, and the Exiles get first blood here. Willie Manu with the try. Formerly with Castleford, now of course with Hull in the Super League. Manu, and he was on the end of the final pass. He's over underneath the sticks. It's a great start for the Exiles. Came about as a result of the offload, really, the mistake in midfield by England, and the Exiles have certainly made them pay. Willie Manu, the Tongan international, 31 years of age, and there's the opening try of this match.
All came about by an offload there by Peacock, gave them possession, good work by Badiris, but the good strong run from Mark O'Mealy. You can see that the England side, they're one down. Graham's on his back, while Lulawai's dancing through, and Manu says, I'll take it, right underneath the stroke. There you see on that left-hand side, Graham, they're down to 12 men, but what about the wonderful step and the offload there? He knew he was going to score it. Give them half a chance, they got quality.
Pat Richards is taking the goal kicks. No wonder, of course, but some people will say maybe the leading point scorer in Super League and the leading goal kicker in Super League, Brett Hodgson, might have taken that. As it is, it's Pat Richards, the Irish international.
Super play this really is, but you can't afford to have one man out of the system, and where perhaps Graham, if it had been there and first marker got through, they could have filled him, left the open gap. Take nothing away from the step though by Thomas Lulawai. It was superb. Manu gleefully accepted the offload.
Well, after a bright enough opening from England, the Exiles take the first points of the evening. They lead here by 6 points to 0.
Well, they've shown what a world-class side do. You want your hooker, the guy behind the play the ball, number 9, to pick his times when he wants to run. He has to be selective in doing it, and you want to know that when he makes that decision, the rest of the players can react quickly. That was a classic example, wasn't it? At the highest level of rugby league, he sensed the gap. There was one player still on the floor, took off, put the defenders under pressure, and delivered a pass to Thomas Lulawai, which led to the try.
Rangi chase, and well, Ben Westwood saw to it there that there was no way forward for Willie Manu. Oh, he felt that, Manu. He's almost been knocked out cold by Westwood's challenge.
He did ever so well to even play that ball. Westwood just crunched him. Nothing illegal, got him right on the chest, but completely put him to ground.
Outside.
Poor kick.
Outside.
Yes, that was from Rangi chase. Tompkins, Sam Tompkins, that is, good position. Oh, big hit that was from Thomas Lulawai. Teammates, mate against mate here at Headingley tonight. Here comes Ryan Hall now, straight at another one. Danny Badiris, his Leeds teammate.
No, step back. Hold.
No messing around in this game so far, that's for sure.
John Wilkin
great defense.
right into Craig Fitzgibbon. Well, they wanted a bit of a challenge. They've got one. Westwood gets to his feet. Will play the ball here to Robinson. Robinson shows it, gives it then to Sinfield. And England are on the last tackle here.
Good work by Luke Robinson. He's stretching them away and he's giving them the opportunity, but even on that occasion they were standing still. Oh,
Rangi
that's
Chase.
a bad one.
Rangi Chase has made a mess of that. Here is Ryan Hall, but they come across and cover. It was Soliola with the tackle. Shenton waits. Shenton fires the pass inside to Myler. Myler then a short ball to Wilkin. Good hit by Soliola. Hodgson in there as well for good measure. This is a great chance for England to hit back. Graham to Myler. Myler then to Sinfield. Sinfield short ball. Well,
surely was tackled
without the ball by Chase.
Rangi Chase took him out, and now they've got the position. Hodgson's away.
He has, but he's then passed the ball in field to George Carmont, and Carmont is halted by Graham.
That should have been a penalty to England.
I'm with you. I thought Rangi Chase tackled him without the ball. Hodgson gets it away to Soliola. Soliola then good offload, and more good offloading. This is good play from Francis Melli.
He's attracted 2-3 defenders. This is where they could have got up quickly, get the link working, but they're going to drive into this right-hand side. Thomas Luluwai screaming for the football. He'll be first receiver.
And he does get it. 10 metres out. Gets the ball away to Rangi Chase. A brilliant pass. And Rangi Chase held up. Great defence from England. Wonderful defence. Is it Sam Tompkins underneath that? It is. Slow play the ball. Luluwai again. This time the ball goes to ground. And then it's flung forward.
Well, Sam Tompkins deserves a medal for that. Rangi Chase. But this is the thing that really upset all the fans. Just as he was getting the ball, I thought that Rangi Chase definitely tackled the man before he received it.
Step back on the line when he's playing the ball.
One thing that England will be pleased about, especially their coach Steve McNamara, was the way that they regrouped after the Exiles made a quick break. 50 metres downfield, they still had enough speed to get back into a defensive effort.
Good work from Tompkins.
Oh, absolutely fantastic defence, but I think Rangi Chase will be very disappointed in the fact, we just go back to that incident, that's one penalty. The other one, I think Pat Richards was offside when he picks the ball up. I don't think that left side ever retreated. I think there could have been 2 penalties in that play. But going back to your point, Eddie, is that I think Rangi Chase will be disappointed in the fact that he didn't pass the ball. I think he had options outside him. He would have backed himself, and I think we all would have backed Rangi Chase to score that, but tremendous defence from Sam Tompkins.
A rather concerning statistic there, not the 6-0 scoreline, but the 6 clean breaks that the Exiles have made in the opening 12.5 minutes here, as opposed to the big fat 0 that is alongside the England name. Here goes Robinson, though. There's a little half break. Gets the pass away. It was risky business. Brilliantly picked up by Sinfield. He keeps the movement going. Tompkins is asked to play the ball, which he does. Here is Myler. Now it's O'Loughlin. Look left. Dabbed the kick over the top into the corner. Melli. Can he get away from Ryan Hall? No, he can't. They get a repeat set.
Great kick by Sean O'Loughlin. But full credit to Luke Robinson, the man who's taken over from James Roby. He really is on song. Plenty of speed. He ran into the dummy half position there, took it on the half volley, gave them the opportunity. The kick from the loose forward O'Loughlin was superb. Chase was up to it too.
Yeah, 10 metres.
Yes, Robinson
10 metres, you two, yeah.
starts at hooker for England for the first time. A couple of tries against Papua New Guinea in that final match for England in the Four Nations last year. Then he came home badly injured. Only recently returned to the Super League. The drop out to halfway. Myler was underneath it. Here is Graham. England seeming to getting themselves to the pace of this test match now. And that's what we must call it, a test match, because the Exiles are not here to lie down as Peacock drives it forward, the England skipper. 14 minutes gone. Robinson finds Sinfield. He then gets it wide. This is Chris Bridge.
Third. Move.
What the crowd need, I think, is an England score.
Well, it's the first real opportunity that England has got the link working. It's been one out in the forward so far. Who's going to take the first one now? It looks like Graham. No, it's not. Dummy.
Robinson again finds Myler. Short ball to Wilkin. Good defence. Last tackle here for England. Can they force a repeat? Can they get something better? No, they can't. They've gone for the power play. James Graham is trapped just a metre away from the Exiles line. But there's some damage been done then by that run. Tony Pullatua is down. And also down there is Craig Fitzgibbon, I think.
Well, they've applied the pressure of England, and loose forward Fitzgibbon doesn't look too crash hot. But the one thing that Brian McLennan, the Exiles coach, will be happy about is the fact that the defensive work from Sia Soliola. I think he's up half a dozen tackles already, but it's 3 of them have been try savers.
Go, good.
Willie Manu, the try scorer for the Exiles, but not making any progress there. England turning the ball over on the Exiles goal line, so they want a really good set of 6 here in defence, and that's 3 gone. It's a 50% success rate so far for England. They're giving it some width here, though.
You know, I think adrenaline gets you 15 minutes into a match for every single match that you play in rugby league. But after that, your test of commitment comes really on when the body starts to hurt and the lungs are pumping really hard here. There'll be a test here for the Exiles, just how committed to this cause, because it's been a pretty fast 15.
Decent enough kick from Thomas Luluai, but it's fielded by Tom Briscoe. Good advancement, though, by the Exiles. They came up in a completely straight black line then, led by Fitzgibbon.
And if you count them, Eddie, that they had 7. The one before they had 8. So it just shows that the kick and chase game is very much in the favour of the Exiles.
Westwood. Good hit that was.
Just make the point here, there's a bit of walking going on though from the Exiles team now. They've had to defend a couple of sets near their own line. They're just not quite as enthusiastic as what they were perhaps, say, 5 minutes ago. Something you alluded to there, Phil. I just think England are getting into the game. There's metres there. Look at Luke Robinson. Plenty of metres, plenty of space for the guys that don't need a lot of time on the ball.
And that's play on. It was knocked in the air by Pat Richards.
Back to 6.
Might not need this. Oh, I wonder whether he heard the call there.
Well, was Tom Briscoe taken out? That's the next big question that the referee's going to check with the video assistant.
But I'm with you, Eddie. I think you forgot that the Exiles' arm had touched it, so therefore it was back to a second set of 6. Not a bad little option, but if you run in the both direction, you can utilise the shoulder. It's a rule that not many people understand, but you can do that as long as you are running in the same direction. I think you'd have to say he was, but a wasted opportunity. They could have had another set of 6.
Referee has actually asked for a decision from the video referee here. You know, of course, it's no try. It's a decision then for Ben Thaler. And what's he going to say? Well, it's no try. No try, of course. It's a penalty to England. Obviously, because he thought that Tom Briscoe was taken out without the football. Well, the Exiles somewhat disgruntled as they make their way back to their own line.
Well, I think he's got it wrong as Ben Thaler, but they won't mind, England. This is a good opportunity.
It is, and they've got Morley on the field. Adrian Morley.
Robinson is the key at the moment. Running from dummy half, he's at it again. The big fella's going in.
That's James Graham. Again, though, the Exiles' defence stands firm on its own line. And Robinson's in there again, and Robinson will go for broke himself.
Had the chance to offload, perhaps he took the wrong option. But again, great defence.
And more defence needed here as Morley made that charge towards the line. Robinson organising from dummy half, gives it to Graham. It wasn't the best pass, I must say, from Robinson. The Exiles have it back with Manu. And here they break with Carmont. He hands it on. This is Rangi Chase. And a good job that Tom Briscoe was there.
Certainly was, but it just shows you the adventure that's running through this Exiles team. Quite happy to keep it alive. As I say, he was crunched by Fitzgibbon.
We're not sure how Steve McNamara wants Richard Myler, the number 7, to play for England, but he's certainly not getting his hands on the ball as much as Kevin Sinfield or Luke Robinson, clearly. Now, as the game progresses, we all know what Richard Myler can add to the side, his support play, his speed. What can he give to the side? What can he help to build and create for the players around him?
Badeiras pops the ball up here to Craig Fitzgibbon. They're playing for pride, for passion, for all the folks back home down under, of course. Manu again. Good run from Manu, this is really good. Four England players there, they're having the devil's own job to bring him to ground. They do eventually.
This is going to be a kick into this right-hand corner.
Yes, because Ryan Hall is there and he's shielding his eyes. It goes straight up in the air, though, off the boot of Richards. Well claimed by Ryan Hall in the end.
First, move, hold, go.
Shenton. Solid defence from the Exiles on their own line, up the other end of the field, looking for the mistake here from England as O'Loughlin drives it forward for them.
Move, hold, hold.
Robinson waits. 30 metres away from their own line. Morley will take it forward, well, but not far, only 6, 7 or 8 metres, that's all.
Hold.
Robinson again just scheming, gives it to Wilkin. Wilkin with a high kick downfield. Brett Hodgson is underneath it. Brett Hodgson, he's played State of Origin for New South Wales, but he never represented his country, Brett Hodgson.
That's why we're looking for a big game tonight, and it was a wonderful position there. It's like a magnet to Brett Hodgson. When the ball goes high, he always seems to want to get involved and put himself in a good position.
I'll tell you what, there were some good fullbacks that kept him out of that Australian side too. He just played in an era where there's been some fantastic players, including the current fullback Billy Slater, but there was a couple before him. Brett Mullins comes to mind.
Well, 224 appearances, the NRL for Hodgson. Of course, he's starred in Super League for both Huddersfield and this season for Warrington. They're on halfway, the Exiles. The kick here from Luluai, the only current international in this Exile side. And that's easy enough for Sam Tompkins. Can't get away, though, from the two chasers. There is Luluai. He's a World Cup winner, a Four Nations winner as well. 27 times he has represented the Kiwis. And no doubt will figure in the Four Nations come the end of the year for New Zealand.
The difference between the two sides at the moment is that England are struggling to get out of their own half, but nearly every time the Exiles have it, they get over the advantage line, get into the opposition 40 metres quite easily. And that's better play there by the big fella Graham.
Wonderful play from Graham. He's got Myler in support. And Richie Myler will go over next to the post. Well, that's what he is there for, Richie Myler, to support any half breaks, to make some breaks himself, of course. But when the big men like James Graham make the break, Myler is the man that they look to be on the shoulder. And Myler, that was a gift really for him. Good pass from Graham, straight into Richie Myler's hands. And Myler goes over for the try. And it's just exactly what England needed. Trailing 6-0, it's 6-4 now, kick to come. Be 6-all in a moment.
Not only that, Eddie, it will boost the confidence of Richard Myler. He went off the scene somewhat, went off the boil last year, but this wonderful break by the big fella James Graham. It's all about positioning, reading the game. A lot of people could just hang back and say, okay, he'll probably go to ground and then play the ball quickly. But you've got to take your opportunity, and this is one of them. Not many coming from the England side, but Myler on the left-hand side says, give it to me and I'll take it, and surely this will be squared up.
21 years of age, the youngest member of the England team. Had a heartbreaking end to 2010, to be fair. He missed the Challenge Cup final last year. Then he was left out of the Four Nations tour. But he got 2 tries on his England debut against the Welsh in 2008. Sinfield adds the extras, and England are level. 8 tries now in 5 appearances for England, and that was created for him by that run from that man, James Graham.
You made the point, Eddie, that the English side weren't making many breaks, and they went far too high. And look at the wherewithal here now. He's looking. Anybody there? Yeah. He had to commit himself. Brett Hodgson knew that the big fella was coming at him, and he was just on that left-hand side, reading the game superbly.
Just what England needed. Graham created it. Myler scored it. 6-all. 23 minutes of this match gone.
You talk about a lot of these exiles, Eddie, trying to impress with the people down under. Not more so than that fella James Graham. He's on his way next season. He wants to put a mark down already.
Yeah, Yes, he will leave the Super League for the Canterbury Bulldogs next year. 50 career tries for himself now, but he was try maker then for Richie Myler.
Not bad for the prop forward, is it? Oh, good play by Sinfield, but they've got to him under a lot of pressure by Craig Fitzgibbon.
Yes, he went for the kick early in the tackle count, but fooled them. First off, here's Morley again, gets the ball away, Wilkin! Oh, it's forward. It's forward, the referee has brought it back.
Slightly, I think he got the nod from the touch judge over on that far side, and the crowd may boo, but I think you'll see that is forward. Only a little, but a little sometimes is enough.
We've seen what our strength is, though, haven't we? We've seen this for the last few years. Forwards, whether they be running through defenders or passing players. Adrian Morley unlucky there with that pass. But our ability internationally to compete probably lies in that forward domination. Sam Burgess making breaks over the last couple of years comes to mind. Gareth Ellis's strength in that pack. Really, we've been able to focus on that and complement it with players around it. But kicking and getting out of our own half also essential.
England boosted up front by the appearance off the substitutes bench of one of the form prop forwards in the competition, Gareth Carvell. He's out there now. He's partnering Adrian Morley in the front row, England's second change.
Well, I think England started to realise that the zip and running from Luke Robinson at dummy half, you've got to follow him, and that's what it's been brought about by quick hands. But this is a threat here.
It is. It was a great ball from Luluai to Rangi Chase. Rangi Chase good on his feet, isn't he? Has been all year for the Castleford Tigers. He'll play the ball here to Badiris. Now it's Luluai again. The short pass to David Farlongo, and England are caught offside.
Again, we saw the quality of Rangi Chase throwing the dummy there. It was good work by Shenton. He shielded it. There was no chance that Chase could offload.
Badiris, they'll go down this right side again. It's Manu looking for a second, and Manu, he almost got it, didn't he?
He's short.
Referee was right on the spot. Plays the ball to Badiris, and that's a gift for Sean O'Loughlin, which he gratefully accepts. Then fires the pass, and Sinfield has dropped it. But England have got it back. The ball went backwards. It was good work from Bridge. It was a bullet pass, to be fair to Kevin Sinfield. One maybe he should have taken. Good offload there by Westwood.
Went very, very close, didn't they? Really, really close here, and it was good work. I think it was Myler that got underneath it.
He was on the line, over the line, but the ball was up on top of the England defender. Good stuff from England in defence there. Here now Ryan Hall trying to get something going in attack for the English. Robinson is there. Been impressive so far. Westwood.
Well, the surprising thing about the Exiles is that they're allowing him to run, Luke Robinson, and by the time he offloads, the forwards are really at full steam. That's play on.
It is. It went backwards off Brett Hodgson. It was a good kick by Sam Tompkins.
Ooh, a bit of a lazy attempt there by Sean O'Loughlin. Luckily, didn't connect.
This is Richards for the Exiles. Let's get down to Bill.
Eddie, big moment coming up for Glenn Morrison, who was a late call up into the side, and now he gets his chance on the international stage. He's waited a long time, 35 years of age, oldest man in this Exiles party. Came into the side because of Matt King deciding he had to be back at home with newborn daughter, and Morrison is out there.
Oh, it's a great ball from Calmont to Chase. Chase goes wide to Richards.
Oh, he was too casual.
Good chasing back, Morrison. Morrison, his first touch.
Pat Richards thought all he had to do was a strolling in the corner. Very lax.
Chase into centre field to Luluai. Here is Brett Hodgson. Wants to kick wide. They find Pulatua. Great hands. Oh, Melly just goes past them and will score the second Exiles try. Well, they only delayed the inevitable on the left-hand side, and the play swung to the right-hand side, and Francis Melly, he comes up with the second Exiles try that gives them the lead back. Melly, the New Zealand international these days for Samoa, only 4 of his 15 appearances for the Saints this year have come on the wing. The rest have all been played in the centres, but this is a good try from him, good try from the Exiles.
Great work by Chase on that blind side. Calmont back on the in, and then when he gets it, oh, it was very lax as far as I'm concerned. He thought perhaps he just had the roll, but once they switched it over on the right-hand side, beautiful little chip over. Hodgson Soliola says, anybody there? Yeah, his name's Melly. What about that pass from dummy half? Must have gone 40 metres. Little wonder they had the overlap. That's outstanding. The pass from dummy half and the kick from the fullback Hodgson, then the inside flick. The big fella says, I'll take it. And he is a huge man as well.
Yes, T for try for Francis Melly. Formerly with the New Zealand Warriors and the Roosters. And he got a try on this ground, Headingley, for St Helens in March. He's got another one here tonight, this time though for the Exiles. Francis Melly with the try. Pat Richards then to try and add the extras. Richards, he limped out of the grand final last year. He got 5 goals in the playoff win here at Headingley last October. This is his second shot of the night. He's missed this one. But it's 10-6, the Exiles.
And I would say you'd have to say that deserve to be in front. The times they've made the breaks in the left-hand side, compliment England for recovering. They did well to deny the try, but this is quality. A long pass taken well by Thomas Luluai, helped to provide the width for Brett Hodgson. Inviting kick to jump for Soliola, tap back inside, and the covering defence couldn't stop Francis Melly. Low body angle taking him over.
The quality there by Rangi Chase. He set it all up on that blind side, but the pass from dummy half must have been 35, 40 metres. Incredible. Little wonder the Exiles had the overlap.
Well, the great benefit of that, of course, it cuts out so many defenders. It confuses people. They have to make different decisions. And then when it went long ball, not only from Rangi Chase to Thomas Lulai, but it was also a longish ball again to Brett Hodgson, and it cut out virtually 3/4 of the team, and that, as you rightly said, created numbers for them. But, you know, just to finish off on that, the Exiles looked the side most likely to score, but for me, they also looked vulnerable when in defence.
The Exiles still in possession midway through this set of 6. We've got Super League next Friday. Saints against Wigan. It's not a bad way to come back, is it? And it's in stunning 3D as well. Next Friday, 7:30 in 3D. And it's also, of course, available in high definition. Saints Wigan. Here, it's England Exiles. And many of the players who will be playing in that Saints Wigan game are out there. This, though, is Ryan Hall of the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, one of the players out there you might see soon, number 14 on his back, making his England debut, isn't he? Michael McAlorum, a Leeds youngster growing up, obviously made his name with Wigan, but at the highest level you want players who can come on, get involved, Eddie, and make an impact. Let's see what McAlorum does here when he gets his hands on the ball in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, McAlorum, he upset his Irish granddad by turning his back on Ireland, for whom he played in the internationals back end of last year. Leeds born, as you say. He played in the 2008 World Cup for the Irish. And here is Myler. He gets the ball away to Tompkins. Tompkins applies the brakes. Runs laterally across the face of this defence. From one side of the field to the other, still going, Sam Tompkins. And that was a fairly dangerous tackle. One thing that is slightly surprising and slightly concerning, Sam Tompkins gets hold of the ball, and some people inside this crowd boo him and then cheer when he's dumped to the ground somewhat unceremoniously. I thought they were English supporters.
Here.
And then from a performance point of view as well, Eddie, to finish that set, it was a hit and hope kick, wasn't it? High in the air, little pressure really on the Exiles. So I think that by running across the field, he disorientated his teammates, and then he really lost any plan that they had in those 6 tackles.
I think the one thing that Steve Manamara will be a little bit concerned about, and it's involving the same player, the fullback Sam Tompkins. That's the first time we've seen him in 30 minutes link into the 3/4 line. Now, is that down to the Exiles' solid defence, or is it the fact that he's finding his feet?
Badeiras is pulled down by a very good tackle from Adrian Morley. Now it's Luluai again. He just had a look to see where the defenders were, but the ball on the bounce straight into the arms of Ryan Hall. I mean, I know that Tompkins plays full-back for Wigan, and a lot of people say that that is his best position, but is he the answer to England's standoff problem?
Well, 12 months ago we tried a variety. Sean O'Loughlin played standoff. Gareth Widdop played full-back in some of the test matches that we had down under. So I don't think we've found the answer yet. That's the challenge for this year and the coaching team.
And this is a knock-on by Ben Westwood. Of course, Gareth Widdop is playing in the NRL for the Melbourne Storm. Halifax-born, good Englishman. And he's playing standoff, so that could be the salvation.
There's also a player not playing tonight who's had a pretty much an injury-riddled season, and in Danny Maguire. And I don't think he should ever be overlooked either.
No, and there's Kevin Brown at Huddersfield. There are a few candidates.
To be fair, I think that's the reason why a few of the fans raised their eyebrows when Steve McNamara went for not a recognised standoff. We know that Kevin Sinfield has played there several occasions, but
well, virtually all of this season for the Rhinos.
Yeah, and I just thought perhaps that he may have taken a bit of a gamble on some of the youngsters, especially the likes of Lomax.
It's been the perennial problem for England and Great Britain, though, hasn't it? I mean, going back in time, even Phil Clark played a standoff.
Not very well, though. Not very well.
Well, you were a loose forward playing there, Phil, and that's what we have tended to do. Andy Farrell, Paul Sculthorpe, yourself, Kevin Sinfield tonight. Sean O'Loughlin's played there.
Well, go back 12 months and Kevin Sinfield was the hooker, so we really are jigging around these positions, aren't we? And
well, so long as we get it right come October, November. Rangi Chase here, a genuine number 6. Here is Glenn Morrison.
And wasn't that superb?
Great
Morrison's got rid of it.
Badiris, and wide they go, and this is Richards. Oh, that could be a fantastic try. Where are his legs, though?
That's what we've got to look at.
Well, he's not even going to look at. The referee has made the decision in coach with the touch judge on that far side. No try.
Well, that's what a fullback does for me, Eddie. We've seen them in attack, but what Sam Tompkins has done there is clearly save a try.
Excellent tackle.
On a big man who is very, very powerful. Throws himself around the hips, carries him over the sideline, and saves England's blushes here.
And not only that, he didn't reach the line. He planted the ball about 2 inches away, but it was a wonderful defence.
Outstanding defence from Tompkins. Outstanding tackle there.
It had to be as well, but again, the skill factor of Rangi Chase, that was superb. The little dummy, the spin around, created the extra man yet again.
Go.
Well, he's sending a message. Oh, and there's a bit of a confusion there. The back for England. They're pressuring them, the Exiles. And the referee has taken a tumble. It's brought the biggest cheer of the night from this crowd. Here's Carvel. It's solid Exiles defence. 5 minutes to half-time. They lead 10-6. Morley never shirks the opportunity, does he? Never shirks the responsibility.
Okay.
Big deep kick from Sam Tompkins. Good kick as well. Oh, and very close to a 40-20. Very close also to Brett Hodgson running the ball over the line himself. Managed to apply the brakes. State of origin. This is international origin. State of origin next Wednesday. Game 2. New South Wales have to beat Queensland to keep the series alive. HD1, 10:30 in the morning. New South Wales, Queensland. The state of origin from Australia live here on Sky Sports. Game 3 on the 6th of July. That's a good solid run again from Mark O'Mealy. Badiris gets the ball away again. Here is Rangi Chase, just delayed the pass, and Morrison goes down in the tackle. The elder statesman of this Exiles team. It's with Chase again, high, but it's off the outside of the boot, this. And that's knocked forward, picked up by Tompkins once again. Oh, that's all round the throat by the number 16, Louis Anderson. No penalty forthcoming from the whistle of Richard Silverwood. And he just looks at the referee, Tompkins, then.
Well, he's every right to, but maybe international origin. We've seen it down under several times. Referees sort of just turn a blind eye.
McIlorum gets the ball away to Carvel. He'll carry it forward, Gareth Carvel.
Need a little bit quicker play the ball, England.
Now, McIlorum.
Good play.
A decent little run.
And again, no urgency to try to bring this ball back into play.
Sinfield shaped to kick again. And Joel Tompkins. New career for him, last 5 starts in the centre for Wigan. Tompkins to Wilkin, and here is Shenton. And Shenton gets the ball wide to Ryan Hall. Francis Melly watched him all the way. That's not the best pass off, though. Not the best offload. I know it was on the last tackle, but...
Problem for Sia Soliola. He's down in his haunches.
That'll be great news for St Helens and Roy Simmons if there's anything seriously wrong with him. It's been a bruising encounter, this. All these players, their teams will be backing up in Super League on Sunday. In Perpignan tomorrow there is the Catalan Dragons and the Crusaders. But our match on Sunday is Bradford against St Helens. 5:30, we're live, HD2. Wonder how many of these, well, each and every one of them, of course, operating in Super League. Wonder how many of these players will be backing up on Sunday for their respective clubs.
Well, many of them do down under, don't they? So I'm sure if they feel fit enough, they'll be in the ice bath straight after this game. And no alcohol, of course. They've got responsibilities.
All the way, Gareth. Go.
Last tackle here. That was a charge down, says the referee. They did advance towards the ball, so it's a 0 on the tackle count.
First, move, hold, stop pushing forward.
Well, these are good tests, and this is the sort of preparation here. 90 seconds to half-time. At the highest level, you've got to concentrate here now in this remaining time here. You don't want to go in at the half-time break having conceded another try, and that's what the Exiles are searching.
Yes, they're looking for it, without a doubt. Ball from Morrison, found Carmont. Here is Lulawai, another long cut-out pass from dummy half. He finds Hodgson. Good hands. Well, almost good hands. The pass actually from Soliola to his St Helens teammate Francis Melly was behind him.
Yeah, poor finish, but I'm going to ask the question, was he a little bit in front rather than coming onto the ball? So it's a difficult decision.
They made it look very easy, didn't they, to create the overlap, even though the final pass let them down. Some relief there for the English side, and I think a real good listening exercise to the coach at half-time now about how to improve the defence, particularly out wide. We've seen the Exiles create that space and make the breaks on both the far side of the field and most recently just down here.
And 12 handling errors. I noticed one of the stats going through for England in this first half so far.
Can't afford things like that, Eddie. And the thing that England have got to sort out as well is because the Exiles, and this is a good run.
It is from Shenton.
But the England side have got to find out who's going to be first receiver. They've been mix and matching it, and I think they've got to say, give it to, you know, Richard Myler or Sinfield, let them take it on. There's been quite a few out there taking that responsibility.
Solid tackle there from Farlongo on Tompkins. Here is O'Loughlin. This now is Myler joining the line. Short ball to Shenton. Shenton tries to get through Melly, can't. But England ending this first half on the front foot as Myler puts the kick in underneath the sticks, and Glenn Morrison does really well. Climbs above everybody.
What a
diffuses
take.
that situation.
That could have been a try saver. Unbelievable. We'll be pleased with that. It's up to jumper time now. There it is, half time.
Siren sounds. Exiles ahead by 10 points to 6. Rangi Chase has dominated an attack for the Exiles. Steve McNamara makes his way to the dressing rooms.